Let's start this number 13 by distributing the 9 and then distributing the 3. So if we do that, we're going to distribute the 9. So that will give us 9 times 4 is 36x. 9 times negative 1, negative 9, equals, and then over here we'll get 3 times 12x, and then the 3 times 3. The 3 times 12x, 36x, and the 3 times 3 is plus 9. Now you can probably see what's going on here already. You got 36x on both sides. So if you subtract it out, which is what we'll do, but you can maybe just see what's going to happen already. So if we subtract the 36x from either side, we are going to get 36x minus 36x is 0, so we just left with negative 9, equals, then if we do it on this side, 36x minus 36x, we're left with 9. Now we've eliminated all the variables. We've got a false statement. So remember what happens here? In this case, we have no solution. So no matter what we choose for x and put it back into the original equation, we will get a false statement. Now you probably could tell that from here, like, x is some number. 36 times that number is still some number. So I've got some number here and the same number over here. Do you know any numbers that you can subtract 9 from and add 9 to and get the same number, right? Take a number, decrease it by 9, then increase it by 9. You're in different places. So this can't happen. So you can tell that right from here, but if you're not seeing it, just follow it down, eliminate all the variables, get a false statement, no solution. Let's see what happens here in number 12. In number 14, we're going to distribute this 12 through, right? The first thing we're going to do is distribute the 12. 12 times 3x is 36x, and then this 12 times that negative 1, that's going to give us negative 12, equals, now let's distribute the 8 through. So we'll get 8 times that 3x is 24x. 8 times that 1 is plus 8, and then we've got plus 100 out there. Now we can fix this up a little bit here. So we're looking at 36x minus 12 equals, we've got that 24x plus 108. Now we've got x's on both sides. I've got 36 of them on the left side, only 24 on the right side, so I'm going to get rid of these and get all the x's on the left side. Plus 24x, so what I'm going to do, of course, is to subtract 24x. And if we do that from the left side, 36x minus 24x, that's going to leave us with 12x minus 12 equals 108. Now we're going to do two things here, right, with these 12s. First, we're going to add 12. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm just going to add 12. I'm just going to do it. 12x equals 120. And now divide by that 12, and we'll get x equals 10. There's our solution. 15, we know we're going to distribute the 6 and distribute the 3. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll get 6x plus 18. Let's write that. So we'll get, oh, that's not what I wanted. I'll get 6x plus 18 equals, now distribute the 3. Again, we're going to get a 6x plus 3. So something's up here. So we'll get a 6x plus 3, and then we've got that plus 15 out there. Now we can take care of this one here. This is going to be 6x plus 18 equals 6x plus 18. Now maybe you can see what's going to happen here. I've got identical numbers on the left side and the right side. So whatever I use for x, if I use any number for x, I get some number over here and the same number over here. So in this case, there's infinitely many solutions, or I'm going to say no unique solution. Now, if you don't see it from here, you notice you get x's on both sides, so choose a side, maybe the left side or the right side, doesn't matter. What you're going to do is subtract that 6x, right? You're going to subtract 6x, maybe that one. And if you do that, you're going to get 6x minus 6x. All the x's are gone. And then you're left with that 18 on the left side equals, and then if you subtract 6x from the right side, you're just left with that 18. So now we've eliminated all the variables and we've gotten a true statement. Now if you eliminate all the variables and get a true statement, that's when we say no unique solution. Or if you like, infinitely many solutions. So there's no unique solution here. Let's just go back and look at what we did over here in 13. In 13, we worked all the way through. We eliminated the variables. We got a false statement, no solution. In 15, we eliminated all the variables. Got a true statement, no unique solution. Now look at this one. We've got some fractions, but they're probably going to be okay to work with. Let's distribute just like we've done in the last problems. We'll distribute here, so we will get negative 1/6 x. And now you can do this, right? I think I can too. Negative times negative is positive. 1 times 18 is 18. 18 divided by 6, right? 1/6. 1 times 18 is 18, divided by 6 is 3. Or if you like, 6 into 18 is 3. 3 times 1 is 3. So we're going to get a plus 3, right? It's plus 3 because of the negative times negative. Now move over here. 1/3 x. So we're going to get a 1/3 x. So plus 1/3 x. And then what have we got here? 1/3 times 3. All right, 1/3 of 3 is just a 1. So plus 1 is equal to x plus 34. Now I can add these for sure. So I'm going to get negative 1/6 x plus 1/3 x, and then the 3 and the 1 is going to give us a 4 equals x plus 34. Yeah, I ran a bit short on room, so I think what I'm going to do here is I'll work it up here. Let's go up here. So I've got x's on both sides. So I think what I'm going to do here is I only have a 1/6 of an x over here, but I've got an entire x over here. I'm going to get all the x's on the right side. Let's subtract this one. So the plan is to subtract that 1/6 x. Now if I do that, 1/6 x minus 1/6 x, 0. Those are gone. We're back. Everything is okay. So now we are here, right? Where are we? We're at 1/6 x minus 1/6 x. That's gone. We're left with a 4 on that side. We've got a 4 on the left side equals, now here is x minus 1/6 x plus 34. Well, look at this one. You got an entire x, a whole x, right? That's a whole x minus a 1/6. So you've got an entire thing here, the x, and then you're going to subtract a 1/6 of it. So what's left is 5/6. So I'm going to write that. I'm going to have 4 equals 5/6 x plus 34. Now, let's subtract that 34, right? So let's subtract 34. That's the plan. Let's subtract that 34. Now, if I subtract 34 from the left side, 4 minus 34 is negative 30. And that's equal to 5/6 x. Now, I've got a multiplication and a division. I've got a multiplication and a division. I'm going to get rid of the division first. I'm dividing by 6, so I'm going to multiply by 6. So the plan is to multiply by 6. So if I do that, I will get negative 30 times 6 is negative 180 equals, now multiply this side by 6, they cancel, and I just get 5x. And now I've got that multiplication. I'm going to divide by 5. So I'll get negative 180 over 5. That's equal to x. And if you can do this in your head, that's great, but it's going to be negative divided by positive is negative. 5 will go into 18 3 times with a remainder of 3. Bring down that 0, I got 30. 5 will go into 30 6 times, so there is our result. X is equal to negative 36, and we've got that equation solved.